What's good, guys? This is your boy Carlos, the Colombian guy. Welcome to my YouTube channel once again. And today, guys, I would like to bring you the latest updates about Medellin. So you better sit down and stay with me in the video, and you guys won't lose any details about the current situation in Medellin, Colombia, guys. So let me just go ahead. Let me just speak the facts so my intro won't take so long, guys. So, and let's just start with this. They found a Chinese foreigner with a minor in an apartment in Medellin. The young woman who had to present a fake ID to impersonate an adult. So El Poblado is once again the protagonist in a case of sexual exploitation. This time, the foreigner of Chinese nationality was found in an apartment in Medellin in the company of a 14-year-old minor. According to the authorities, the Metropolitan Police Department this incident was recorded located in a luxurious residential complex located in the Street 2 in the south of Medellin and Carrera 20. Thanks to the complaint from a resident of the area, she assured how the Chinese identified as a Shan Louis, 42 years old, brought a teenager into the home that she ran. According what Louis told to the authority, he was living in Colombia. He's living in Colombia for 5 years with a family member. At the time that the authorities anticipated the place, the minor and another woman, 21 years old, were found who were accompanying the foreigner. According to the information from the police, both women will have a right to the location through a car that was hired by an application. The Chinese citizen was captured as the woman who would be the girl in charge of the girl, and they were placed to the disposal of a guarantee control jobs. The minor, who is presumed to be from Cali, was transferred to the Floresta Center of the Family Colombia Institute of Family Welfare. So, fellas, y'all know, like, things being out of control in Medellin, Colombia. Things are crazy over there, guys. But like, before I just said reading this, because like, they have there is another history involved in this case. And let me tell you guys, like, these type of things, only happen in places like Colombia. This type of things, and I'm laughing because like I'm telling you, there is not a lot of places that we happen this. What I'm gonna read now. So, the Chinese guy that they captured, they released a Chinese guy, citizens captured with a minor in a house in El Poblado. A guarantee control judge considered that were no arguments to detain him. So apparently, due to the fake documentation presented by the young lady. So the Chinese citizen captured last Wednesday in a residential complex in El Poblado, Medellin, with a young woman for an alleged case of exploitation was released by a guarantee control judge after the defense argued that the foreigner would have been deceived by about the age of the minor, since she had a fake ID. The measure was known this Friday morning after the concentrated hearing were held, and which enough legal arguments were not found to the prosecutor of this foreigner. This person left the place where he was held. It is unknown if he will return to his country in the next few hours. So, in an additional, I told the initiate that the proceedings against the minors for the crime of falsifying a public document. So they're gonna open an investigation in the victim. But this is funny. You know what I mean? So they're gonna open an investigation of the minor to the young woman to have a fake ID, which showed that she was over 18 years old age. They released her. The other woman was found inside of this home, and she was 21 years old, was not even captured at the time. So the capture of the Chinese was recorded around 7 p.m. on Wednesday night in a residential complex in El Poblado neighborhood, after they alerted the presence of the young woman in the property, which was rented to short-term rental application. However, the authorities are making progress in investigation, mainly with the issue of the fake document to establish whether criminal structures are beginning to implement this modality to avoid the actions of the authorities and incidentally no legally compromise to the foreigners who occur this kind of service. This situation occurs amidst the rigors of the control that are being carried out in this kind of case about minors that are being carried out through the city, mainly in place where tourists are concentrated, such as Comuna 11, Laureles Stadiums, and Comuna 14 in Poblado. In fact, this year, 8 foreigners have been captured and prosecuted in the Abu Valley for different crimes, mainly for issues related to crimes of exploitation of these. 7 of them are American. 7 of them are from American nationality. So, guys, like you guys, might ask yourself, like, what I'm laughing or something, because like, yeah, this is kind of crazy, like they trying to, like investigate the victim, but the person that was involved in this, they let him go. This is kind of like, how like how the law sometimes work in Colombia, all of that. So I also been hearing like, like apparently, they weren't trying to, because this guy, the Chinese guy, he didn't speak Spanish. He couldn't speak Spanish and he couldn't speak English, what I mean? So, it was kind of even more difficult for them to find someone that speaks Chinese. It's kind of difficult to find someone that speaks English in Colombia. Well, there is a lot of people that speak English in Colombia that are fluent, but sometimes, it's difficult to find it. It's barely like few people, like, like for example, like you can call like 1,000 people in Cartagena, and few of them that we know like how to be like fluent, in English. Even this is a tourist place, but it's gonna be hard, to find someone that is gonna be fluent in English. So imagine like find someone that gonna be fluent in Chinese. Then it's gonna be hard, So that's the current situation with these guys, fellas. So that's the reason, what they decide, to let him go or something like that. And this is something that I'm gonna say because a lot of guys, they can fall on this. You can fall on this. So a lot of guys, they can be victims, and this is the same thing what they've been talking about, about Timothy Allen Livingston, this case that like the girls, they present fake IDs. And let's be honest, and I can say, something like, I can clap, something that, something like people, they've been doing, if they wrong, they wrong. But in this case, like a lot of tourists, they can be victims too, because at the end of the day, they don't know how how real Colombian ID look like. And majority of these people, or how real Colombian Venezuelan ID look like. I know how both look like. Majority of them, I know how they look like. But a lot of these girls, they've been using like like Venezuelan fake IDs, all of that, providing by the persons that are in charge of them. You know what I mean? And like I say, the foreigners, they can be another victim too. And like they could be like out to the moon, so they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's up. You know what I mean? It's not like some people are doing this like intentionally, but other people they just are not the victim. And what happened is like police and the government won't believe them. They won't believe them. Well, in this case, they believe the Chinese guy, but in a lot of this case, guys, they won't believe they won't believe the foreigner. You know what I mean? Because it's already like a lot of foreigners they've been involved in this case, and they might think like some of them are not doing a mistakes. They might think like some of them that's what they were trying to do and all of that, guys. So guys, this is the current situation. So my advice all the time is like, if you come into Colombia for any reason, you like the words, stuff like that, I don't judge, people about, what the hell they want to do with their money. But, please, if you guys, if you like, the words all of that, please make sure you're checking the ID, all of that. Make sure they adult, don't be around all this the girls, that can get you in trouble and none of that fella. So guys, let me jump in another history because like I say, another story because like I say, friends, they're getting out of control in Medellin, Colombia, guys. So here I got another history. Let me jump into it, guys, because a Canadian citizen was captured in the city of Medellin in the area El Peñón. So they captured a Canadian citizen in El Peñón who would organize parties for members of La Terraza. You guys might ask who is La Terraza. So guys, I want to speak a lot about this, but I'm going to show this right here so you guys can have an idea, what is La Terraza, so you guys won't be loose. So guys, this is La Terraza right here, guys. That's what they're talking about. So this foreigner, 38 years old, has several no crimes, such illegal possession of weapons, possession of trafficking and narcotics, and trafficking wildlife. So his eccentric Paris, in which is members of La Terraza, the criminal group, participate, and which had become an ordeal for the inhabitants of a luxury subdivision in El Peñol, led the authorities to capture Sasha Lemon Lepak, 38 citizen Canadian, 38 years old, a Canadian citizen who would already have a series of judicial notice in Colombia for multiple crimes committed in Medellin. So this non-migrant, a foreigner known as alias El Sacha or El Gringo, took advantage of the property of this property in the subdivision of pad in this municipality in the area of Antioquia to call for electronic music parties through social media networks, in which is a lot of type of substance were selling over there. So the Colonel Carlos Andres Martinez, he got my same name and all of that, commander of Antioquia Police, explained that this foreign has among others for current proceedings for injuries, damage to the other people properties, illegal possession of weapons, possession and trafficking of a lot of substance, and in addition 2 warrants of summons, one for disrespect police authority and another for consuming, acquiring, distributing, and offering a lot of type of substance. Lemon Lepak would organize these parties and would last for days. Whose drawbacks would not only be the excess of noise and a lot of type of crazy substance, but also because he would use a long and short range weapons to fire shots into the air, which would also compromise the safety of those who reside in this residency complex, who claim to feel calmer with this capture and procedure. This because, in addition, taking advantage of the alleged support provided by his alleged proximity members of this criminal organization, he would have carried out multiples intimidation to local residents who would reprime them for Paris and shooting. Furthermore, he will have a history of this type of behaviors in the city of Cartagena, Colombia. The arrest of this Canadian took place in the middle of a party, which is there were 10 people, including several women that were involved in prostitution, like working girls. They immediately seized a weapon with a persecution cap, 42 cartridges for different firearms, a lot of type of crazy substance. So the judicial problems of this Canadian have marked antecedent, which is occurred in 2023 when the units of the Protection and the Special Service section of Antioquia police carried out a raid looking for exotic animals. In this procedure, the colonel explained that evidence was found, but he would not be, he could not be captured. He couldn't be captured anyone involved in this case. because there were no species recovered. So the commander of the Antioquia police announced that the work is being done with the immigration and authorities to define whether this person is deported to his country after the legal effects are taken in Colombia for the multiple crimes that he has committed in the country. So guys, this is the current situation in Medellin, Colombia, fellas. This is the current situation over there, you know what I mean? So guys, that was all I want to bring to you guys. I hope you guys don't laugh about my English. You know, I always, try to do my best. If it's your first time watching me, let me just let you know, I'm Colombian, born and raised in Cartagena, Colombia, so my English, it's not perfect, but I always, try to do my best to bring you guys, my little updates and my humble information about Medellin, Cartagena, and my entire country, guys. So, guys, also, if any day, anytime, any moment you guys come to Cartagena, Colombia, don't forget to hit me up. I own a tourist company. We offer tours like Volcano, Palenque, private boats, private yachts, ATV, all of that. So I got you, if you need somebody to show you around, take you to the best restaurant, take you to the hottest spots, to the club, all of that, just hit me up, I'm the man. I'm kidding. There is a lot of great and amazing tour guides in the city. So I will use my channel just to flex and hit my chest that I'm the #1 in the city. Guys, so you guys can also follow me on ID like CTG Connection. That's the name of my company. I will appreciate if you guys subscribe over there, guys. So guys, see you soon, guys. See you next time. This is your boy Carlos, the Colombian guy. Boom.